How are you?
I'm great. How about you?
Good. Oh, I'm about half.
Yeah, I was going to say you're up and around.
Yeah, I am. I can raise my arm to
Uh-huh.
shoulder height.
Uh-huh.
This one I can get all the way up.
Uh-huh.
I need help brushing my hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh dear. But,
Well, you're out of your hospital bed and you're,
yeah. And that's good.
yeah.
I don't have to be in that anymore.
Yeah.
And I just sat on something sharp.
Oh, dear.
Oh well. So how you been?
Just fine. Keeping busy, but that's how we like to do it. So,
Don't we say better busy than bored?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So that's good.
Hello, ladies.
I can't believe I'm
Oh,
the
hey,
first one.
Fran.
I can't believe I'm the first one.
Yeah, I
I'm
can't believe
always
I am either.
my soubrier is the late Mrs. Meering. So
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Okay, well, let's see. I'm checking people off. Fran, we see your room there, but we don't see you.
Let's see.
she probably got it set up and then
There
left.
you, oh yeah, I see the top of your head now.
There you are.
Oh, I don't know how this happened here.
So you just need to adjust your screen up or down or back or forth.
Put a
Maybe.
book under it.
Oh, I see. Never
There
mind.
you go. I'm using a hateful puzzle box. This is incredibly difficult.
The puzzle.
Yeah, if my younger sister can do it, I can too. So.
You've got to be able to do it too.
Absolutely. Yep. Although she has her partner Jean to help her with it. And
Uh-oh.
Jean's a visual person like I am, but it's not helping me as much as it Jean. So, oh well.
Okay.
Your mountains look good.
Well, that's a nice photo I have of from the Blue Ridge Parkway. So
Yeah, it's lovely.
yeah, it's very nice.
Are you about that far along as far as green grass?
Yeah, we didn't lose our grass too much. We've been like, it's 75 or something here today, which is
Ooh.
really unusual. We've had a lot of high wind,
Yeah,
right?
I think it's in the 60s here.
Well, you're pretty much further north.
Oh, a lot. Yeah.
It's 71 here.
That's pretty
Ooh,
good.
Yeah,
that's nice.
it won't be that tomorrow, but today.
68.
Do you ladies have daffodils trying to come up or not
Oh,
quite?
I have them all. They're blooming everywhere now.
Yeah, we
Really?
are too.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh,
Mine
there's
aren't blooming yet.
Sarah. Connecting.
And somebody, Ellington?
Yeah, Tina Ellington is the
Oh,
staff
Tina.
person at HB who
Okay.
is so incredibly helpful and makes this happen.
Hi,
Good.
ladies.
Hey, Sarah.
How are you? I'm just checking in. Let me know if you need anything or if you're
Hi,
having any technical
Tiana.
difficulty. Hi, friends. Hey, so I was like, I'm here. It's a gorgeous day. It's like almost 70 degrees. My husband
Great.
just took my daughter on like a little bike ride, but I'm here for you. If you ever need anything or if you're having technical difficulties, just let me know. Otherwise, I am not here at all.
But you are recording for us.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can edit this to like,
Yeah.
however you want, and we can share it out in like the recap afterwards. So
Okay.
no problem.
That's so good.
So you're good tech
Sandy.
support.
Oh my word. Hey,
Yeah.
Sarah, did you
Hey
see?
there. I was like, oh, expert. But yeah.
That's Sandy White coming on.
Where? It's someone
See, it
says
says Stent.
connecting. I see Linda's iPad. Oh, there she is.
Oh,
There's
let's
Sandy.
see. Sandy,
How are you?
we're great. How are you? Just-
I'm hanging in there.
I'm delighted because I know this isn't your favorite way to communicate.
Well, that's all right. It's just that I'm not, I'm sort of, if I can't just click on it and it comes up.
Yeah. Then that's okay. Hey, Linda.
Hello. How you
Yeah, it is. Thank you. Yeah, my computer somehow doesn't work with it, but it's old, so this is my husband's computer.
Oh,
Oh,
so because
He's-
last time you had trouble, I think, Fran, but this one's working?
No,
Yeah, this seems to be working. It's kind of bright. I don't know why.
it's working.
And Sarah, we did say hey.
yeah, I'm trying to get
Fran-
everybody.
Yeah,
Randy Stan says hi. He's back there somewhere.
Hi.
that's
He's waving.
Sandy
Yeah.
Stites White is Stance.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Stents.
It's
Where does that come from, Sandy?
And my husband's name is Stans, and this is his computer. I couldn't get it.
Oh,
I couldn't get it to work on mine. Mine is old. His
yeah, you
is
said that a minute ago.
yeah.
his is up to date.
Sandy, where are you in Colorado?
We are
No, it's okay, honey. Thank you.
in an area called Broomfield, which is about 10 minutes outside of Boulder.
Oh, okay.
Just a
Because
little,
our
a little-
daughter
a
used
little
to,
southwest of Boulder.
okay, because
But
our daughter moved
it
back
takes
to
me-
Colorado. They're in Denver now, though.
Right, yeah. Yeah, downtown Denver's, depending on the traffic, anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour.
Uh-huh.
Right.
We don't go into Denver too much.
Right. Well, they did live in Evergreen when they were there 7 years
Oh,
ago.
Evergreen is nice. That's up in the mountains, yeah.
Yeah, and they loved it. And I was kind of surprised. I thought maybe that's what they'd want to go back to when they just went like a year and a half ago. But their lifestyle has changed. The kids are grown, and now they really love being in downtown Denver where they can walk everywhere.
Right,
Sure.
right.
Yeah.
So we still drive.
Yeah.
everywhere. But it's really nice here. We love it. It's right by a little town called Louisville, Colorado, which really reminds us of Chagrin Falls. It's not a mill town, it's an old coal mining town. But it
Uh-huh.
has the same sort of feeling, and you can walk around on the streets, and
Nice.
it's nice, yeah.
Because you loved it when you were close to Chagrin Falls and worked at the bookstore.
Right. Yeah, we lived we lived in Chagrin Falls, but it's right outside the village, so
Yeah.
it was.
How's your brother, by the way? Just
My
to,
brother's, I think he's
digressed him.
okay. I talk to him as often as I remember to talk to him. And we both still know who each other are. And his memory's getting really bad. I mean, mine's not wonderful, but it's a lot better than his. So usually every time I talk to him, it's like I haven't talked to him, in a long time.
Aw. Well, because he's married to Meg, right?
Right.
And her maiden name was Enos.
Right.
And her parents were such great friends of my parents. I mean,
Oh, nice.
close friends.
Right.
So-
Remind me where you lived
Live
That's an interesting question.
when we grew up.
When we were growing up, we were on Fairmount Boulevard.
Okay, right.
Right. And anyway, once in a while my mind goes back to those days, and the Enos's, Nancy and George, were like my
Right.
parents.
They were really nice. Yeah, they were nice. We really only knew them well after Johnny and Meg were married, and they lived out off of Somme Center Road.
Hmm.
They had a big house out there.
Yeah.
So
Hi, Barbara. Are you there?
That looks like a
Barbara
still.
Rector.
I think she's muted though.
Oh, yes, I see the line across.
Uh-huh.
Barbara, if you could take the unmute your, did you get that?
At the top, usually, of the
Yeah.
screen.
It depends what you have. I have just a regular, where is that?
yeah, mine.
And the video also. she needs. Oh yeah, audio and video. On mine, it's the bottom left-hand corner. This is a PC Microsoft thing. But you all
Okay.
on,
Oh, mine's on the bottom right-hand corner. Mine's a iPad.
I'm on my phone. I'm not on
Well,
a
there she is.
computer.
She's, I think she's unmuted now.
Linda, are
But
you
it-
all moved?
Oh, we are so unmoved. I mean, all moved. Yes. We moved on February 28th. And thank heavens, I can't imagine that it'll ever happen again. I mean, it was very smooth and it was absolutely great and we love it. We're in a retirement place for the rest of you who aren't up to speed. It was in our minds for a while, but the plan, we just simply had to accelerate it when I had all these issues with my hip replacement surgery that had a lot of complications.
Oh,
So it's great. I couldn't imagine living in an apartment, but I mean, we absolutely love it. They do absolutely everything for you. They bend over backwards. I mean, in the package to settle in, somebody came every day for like 4 straight days to hang all the pictures and the mirrors. And life has just suddenly gotten very simple.
Oh, how nice.
oh, that's wonderful.
Home ownership is in the past.
Yes.
I don't know. I didn't have a big period of adjustment at all. I thought I might,
Good.
but we love it.
I'm gonna try to call Barbara Rector to see if we can get her cleared up here.
Okay.
But you know
Yeah.
what, Kate, I can hear you all great.
Oh, you can,
And,
Barb?
Pardon me? Did
Oh,
you hear me?
I
Yes.
can hear you talking,
Yes.
yeah.
What I can't do on my phone here is access my camera. It's I just don't have that.
Oh, okay.
But it's good to see you all, and here you are.
Oh, great. Well, how are you, Barbara?
I'm the happy recipient of an adopted dog from last
Oh.
week in Tucson's Pima Animal Control Center had 200 dogs that
Oh.
they were overloaded with because of the California fires and the fires in northern and up north here in Flags. So yeah, and the neat thing is my whole family showed up to help. Just pretty special.
You mean to help with the dog?
Choose a dog
Oh, to
because
choose a dog.
it's quite possible that I will it may outlive me.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
yeah.
so
Oh.
having ownership of the choice, especially my son, it was him who said, Mom, you're just not a natural mom without your dog.
Yeah, well,
Like-
you had one. Did that one have to be put down?
Yes, Higgins had tremendously bad cancer and
Yeah,
Oh,
it was untreatable, so we
Yeah.
just had to take action.
yeah.
Mhm.
So what's
How
the
are
name
you
of
all
this?
doing?
What's the
Oh,
name
this
of
one
this
is-
dog?
Freckles. I'll send a picture. It's pretty cute. Actually, he's wonderful. With the only problem so far, he does have like a cataract on one eye. He was
Oh.
picked up as stray on what is described as a rural road in the desert.
Uh-huh.
And so that would have been harsh. And he's on his little paperwork, what little paperwork they give you is he was a slider. And I'm like, and a slider is adept
Yeah.
at sliding out the door.
Oh, yeah.
He is. So luckily we're bonded enough that he'll come right back and he knows his new name, Freckles. And so that part's going well. It's just our major battle is over the pillow.
Oh,
I'm like,
how much
buddy,
does he weigh?
12 pounds.
Oh, he's a little one.
he's 5 years old approximately, and the vet that you go within 3 days if possible to your vet and have him give his idea of what, and he concurred. So we happened to be visiting it on St. Patrick's Day, so that's his birthday. He's 5.
Oh,
That's pretty cute.
Yeah.
Well, I
I'm very,
expected some more people on, but then again, Karen Diamond was going to come. I have an email from her here, from, last night at 11. Hi, Kate, I just found out that a meeting I have tomorrow has changed from 1 to 3
Oh,
to
there
2
she
to
is.
4.
There's
she is.
Gail.
Oh,
There's
Gail,
Gail.
yes, I was
Oh, that's
expecting.
Gail.
Hi, it took me a
Hi,
while.
Gail. I'm reading a email from Karen saying why she couldn't come. If she can leave early, she will, or Zoom from my phone. But let me tell you, she said, I got roped into planning Chattanooga's year-long celebration of the 250th birthday of the Declaration of Independence, culminating in a blowout on July 4th, 2026. We are focusing on, these are capital letters, unity and inclusion in our fractured society. Heaven knows we need it.
good.
That's
And they
her.
couldn't have chosen a better person to do that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
She's an
Wow.
organizer and she knows all the history. She's done a lot in Chattanooga with history out there. So
To me, she sounds like Mrs. Chattanooga. I've never, I mean, she is so involved. It's so impressive.
yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Hey, Gail, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm down in Palm Beach, where
Yeah.
it's pretty nice.
I bet.
With a granddaughter. I mean, constant, all you need to do is live in a resort area and you see everybody you ever knew and every relative you ever had. And
Yeah.
this time we had about 1 hour to get the sheets changed.
Oh,
the-
really?
Lord.
And the
Well,
back.
because you have a little bit of a guest house too.
Yeah.
When that happens at my house, I let them make the beds. So
You what? I'm sorry.
I let them make the beds if
Oh,
that happens
well,
at my house.
Um,
I'm with you, Ann.
And it does.
Yeah,
It
me
does.
too.
as I remember, I think the sheets had to be washed before they went
Oh,
back.
well, that too.
So
Buy an extra
time for
set.
that.
Here comes somebody.
Owner.
There's Judy.
Hey, Judy.
Hi, everybody. My audio is really low.
Oh,
I don't know how to fix it.
Oh, we can hear you fine.
but can you hear us?
No.
Apparently not. Do you have a Mac or a computer, Microsoft computer?
Microsoft.
Because up at the top, which I do too, there are about in the middle of the very top skinny row, there's a sound thing with a minus or a plus. If you have that, you can hit the plus. It's about 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, I can basically hear you. I don't see that plus here.
It's on a microphone. It's
No,
about 9 little things in, just above the number 8. Yours may be different. I have an HP, maybe that makes a difference. Anyway,
yeah, I see you, Kate, and I see Anne and Sandy and Linda and Fran.
Well, you see everybody.
So I see everybody.
yeah.
Sarah.
And Barbara Rector is on with her phone so she can hear us, but she can't, doesn't have a camera.
Oh, I'm
So-
on
Kate,
here.
I'm wondering who is iPad Air 4th generation? That's-
That is
Oh,
Ann
that's
Mary,
me.
Ann Hauserman Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a funny
And
name.
now Darla.
Well, that's what it's showing up on
But
my.
it's,
I see it now. I didn't notice it before. Weird.
And the other thing is, it must be, uh, uh, is Stents really Sandy?
Yes.
yes,
Oh,
it's his computer. It's
And
mine.
then the
husband's
only other
computer.
one would be who just came on. Judy is, you're
Owner.
labeled owner.
Yeah. Well, at least we think she didn't steal it. That's crazy. Hey, one
can I
thing, because I
for a
know
minute?
Linda has to leave shortly, but the whole idea of reunion,
Right, that's what I wanted to get to.
yeah, who's coming, who thinks they could, or there, at this point, there are three options. Well, two really. One is to get to HB on May 16th and 17th, and HB has sent out a whole, I just got it yesterday, list of exactly what's going on. And frankly, probably the thing that interests us most is lunch on Saturday. There's a meeting before that, which is also usually good. And also then there are some presentations by students. And was very fortunate when I was in Cleveland for Molly's service, the middle of December, to get a tour of the primary.
Right.
Hey, Elizabeth.
Oh, hi.
Good to
Sorry
see
to be
you.
late. I'm very sorry.
I got a tour of the primary wing, but it's a fantastic new school. So, and Gail, I think you were made some contribution to that.
to the numbers nook.
Okay.
Room.
Good.
And
Anyway,
I have
thank
a niece who has her doctorate in mathematics, and her husband has a doctorate and is a full professor at MIT. And
Uh-huh.
they came up with a name for me. The numbers
Okay.
nook. It's
It's
about
the numbers
the size of
room?
a closet for
Yeah.
tutoring math to prime.
Okay.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
cute.
that's great.
Yeah.
So it's and then
Anyway,
they
back
sent me
to reunion. So it is the Friday and Saturday, and there's a play. The Marriott has a block of rooms if you want to reserve that, or if you know people in town, you could do that. And so far, I think for sure, or pretty much for sure, is Judy Sudnick living in town, and Pam DeWint Burke also living in town. I plan to come, but I would stay with my brother and sister-in-law. And you've mentioned you might come.
Yeah, I probably will.
Yeah, and you have a daughter there, but other people to stay
Yes.
with.
Joey?
Although I enjoyed staying at the Marriott the last time.
We had such a nice
It-
time together.
It was fun. Yeah.
It was great, but I don't know how many people will, obviously Judy and Pam won't. I can, you can. Babs is very interested in coming. And Linda, I don't know where you stand now.
It's still up in the air for
Well,
me.
that's the thing. It's
Mhm.
still kind of far away.
Believe it or not, it's just not that easy to
You
get
can't
there.
get there.
It's not that really stands in the way.
Well, it might a little bit.
Well, you ought to be able to get there easily, but it's change planes and all this. So, coming for a day and a half turns into like 3.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm-
Sandy, you were thinking of coming.
Well, yeah, my only problem is that in the middle of June, Stents and I are going to be in Bend, Oregon. His family is having a big family reunion. So, and we're driving.
Yeah.
So I don't know that, because I would say I have several friends from our old street outside of Chagrin, and they both have said, "Oh, stay with me," which is fine. So I don't have a problem with a place to stay. But again, it's just the Denver airport is it's the worst airport. I mean, it's so huge and it sort of scares the shit out of me. most of the time. But you know, I can always plead age and get on first and do all that stuff, but
They won't believe you.
well, I got questioned a couple times, but you know, usually I can get away with it.
Well, and it's true, so what else, you know? And so the other thing is, if closer, well, we do plan to have a Zoom reunion on May 7th, which is about 10 days before. And that, and my idea of that is to just talk about memories you've had, you know, let everybody say, and then we'll all probably be laughing and chirping in and stuff. And hopefully before that time we know more. But if you all know something, I can coordinate those of us who are going. I don't have like a Friday or a Saturday dinner planned, but I think we could get one up for what might be half a dozen people. So that is another idea.
You don't
Any
have to plan it.
comments?
People can just go out for dinner, right?
Yeah, right. But I mean, if there's 6 of us there, let's go together, but, or not. I mean, if we've seen enough of each other already and at lunch and you have another plan that would work out, then that's gonna be fine too, so.
Well, I think it makes it hard for you, Kate, but I think it sounds like it's just either going to fall into place at the last minute,
Right,
or it will be mostly just the people who live in town who are able to get there, and you who are definitely planning on going.
yeah,
I mean, it'd be nice to think that there would be more of us, but it's obviously the travel becomes an issue, so.
and I think it's truly our last go at it. I mean, you know, do we think we're doing it, if we are barely creaking along at this point, are we gonna do it in 5 more years?
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Hi, Elizabeth, how are things down there?
Fine, I'm very sorry to be late. It's, you know, not worth telling why, but I was very sorry.
That's all right.
I've been, you know, fence setting on this myself, but there are no particular things that make it absolutely impossible. So I kind of think that maybe we can't get enough together in this setting, but even just letting everybody say something to whoever wants to be on the communication train, you know, about our reunion, can, you know, build it up if they want somebody to come, especially, or if they hope that we're going to talk about something, or they hope they can come and, you know, we'll send some pictures. I mean, there's little things you can say that make you feel you're part of it. So I mean, I'll think about that. I'm like one of the don't know. It's mainly the plans of the grandsons who are graduating and all that is in the way. Nothing other than that. So
yeah. Okay.
To say that
I'll try to think
I'm
something.
sorry to interrupt your, you know, the actual class, you know, conversation.
Yeah, go ahead.
But, yes, this Friday, I am planning to send out individual class specific registration emails that they exist around alumni weekend. If there's anything that you feel like, so just high level, I'm like, registration is open, individual class parties of which your class has not decided on one, or I mean, if there is one in the workings, let me know. But just the overall schedule for alumni weekend. And so I am able to make this as curated as your class would like it. So all I'm asking is that by like Friday morning, if there is anything specific that you would want to say to the class, or anything that's very much that would, you know, make your class want to participate, or if you want to do a Zoom, if you know, I know we're doing the Zoom the week before, but if there's anything that you want to include in the email, I would really very much appreciate if you'd let me know, because I'm gonna do, like I said, the schedule, register now, any class party details, and go from there. And also any giving participation percentages and amounts raised so far.
Well, I think right now that, that's something I really pride our class on, is our participation. And if anybody looked at the results, which fortunately Judy Sudnick led me to, and I saw
Yeah,
that
I
there
thought
were
that it was
3
impressive.
classes that are currently with the highest participation. Now, we were listed on top, but I also think that could have been, we were the oldest and it could have been chronological. So I don't know exactly if we're at 66%. And on Giving Day, which was March 12th, I did send individual short emails with the link to just click to be able to donate. And that brought 6 new people. So we have 23 donors so far. And I think there are 3 people who would be definite. There usually are, but they don't really do the computer stuff. And I don't know. I was really pleased. There was one person who hadn't given in a couple years, and I said, "Oh," and that person gave, and another one hadn't given since 2020, but I'm in touch, and I said possibly, and she gave, so that was very
Good work.
I was just pleased. I just feel it brings us together
Can
when that many of us are.
Can you still send a check?
Pardon me?
I said, can you still send a check?
Yeah.
You sure
I don't like-
can, yes.
I don't like to do
we
money out.
accept check, credit card, Apple Pay, what are we doing, Venmo, all the avenues. But if you would like to send a check, yes, I just would ask that either on the check in the memo line or maybe in like a separate little note card. I mean, if you have like more specific instructions for your gift, just notate that either, like I said, on the check or in like a little separate sticky note or whatever in the sending of it, and we will make sure it goes where it needs to go.
What do you mean, Tina? We want it to count for March 12th?
So the day of giving, I think is officially, if you have not given for the day of giving, I think that's counted. But if all the gifts that would count towards your specific class philanthropy up until May 15th would count. And I'm speaking of like the awards, like there's a class award for participation, there's a class award for most raised. So any gifts made from your class between the beginning of the fiscal year and May 15th would count for your class giving awards, to be presented at Alumni Weekend.
And when's
my
the
rule
but
is,
of the
I was just going to say my rule is 1 per organization per year. I can make another one if that would help.
No, I think most of us here.
And it's participation too. It's not like, don't feel like you have to make some exorbitant amount. It's all just about like, I gave, period.
Yeah.
So December can be our bigger one if we wanted to be.
Well, December would actually count for the next fiscal year. So our fiscal years run. Yeah. So it would not count for like the award for the Alumni Weekend this year.
This year.
All gifts. Yeah. So all gifts up until May 15th count for like the actual awards, etc.
So if we gave it in December of 2024, that
would count. Yes, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about this December. Yes, if you made anything from June 30th of 2024 through through May 15th of 2025, that will count in your class's overall amount. Correct.
I got this brochure. I don't know if you could see it. Where's my key? Anyway, and in it was also an envelope. And so there are a couple people here that are on who haven't given, and I'm not surprised, but if they want to, I will send them, because it has an envelope with it, the Fund for Hathaway Brown Opposite Advancement, and then good old 19600 North Park Boulevard, Shaker Heights, 22 Ohio. So I will send that information.
Kate,
But
will you send it to me? So I
I'll
don't,
send the
And when we do our
information if someone
follow-up
wants to send
email,
a
we
check.
can.
okay.
Yes, I was gonna say, when we send our follow-up email, I mean, Kate, if it's okay with you, I can include all these avenues. I can do the link, I can put the mailing address, anything that you might need. I think I even think Erin can take, funds over the phone if that's easiest for you. But whatever is easiest for you that would also count for giving through May 15th, we can accommodate.
Yeah, just send something to me so I don't forget to do it before the 15th.
Don't
I
worry,
got you.
Sandy.
We'll find you.
I will keep
Yes,
I'm
you definitely will.
I'm still very connected with my Children's Guild in Cleveland, so
Oh, yeah,
I always give them stuff for the sale and everything.
yeah. That's wonderful. Yeah.
So
Okay,
I
so
probably include HB this year.
what about HB?
I said I could include it this year in my giving stuff.
Okay, that'd
Thank
be
you so
great.
much.
That'd be great.
Truly, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, oh, Fran said we better have books that we are recommending. Has anybody thought about those or want to say some other stuff?
I
Yes,
will
I have a
recommend,
book I definitely recommend.
Okay, Judy.
Okay, it's called Wolf Hall. It's by Hilary Mantel. It is British. It is a historical novel, and it's about the reign of Henry VIII, and it features Thomas Cromwell
oh,
as the main character and the hero of the book. It is fascinating, just fascinating if anybody likes history.
and
Or
refreshing not to have
otherwise.
it be Henry.
And one of the reviewers said, it's amazing what a great job the author has done with a story whose ending we already know. So that's my recommendation. I'm almost done with it. And the author wrote a 3-volume trilogy, and I'm going to try and read both the other ones because I'm enjoying it so much.
Who's
There's a
the
TV
author again?
There's a TV show on that.
Right.
Oh, did you ask me a question?
Yeah, Mannheim is the author.
Mannheim, okay.
Hillary
did you say Mannheim?
Mantel. Mantel.
Okay.
Mandel.
T.
Yes.
D.
I can text it to you.
The first book is Wolf Hall.
Yeah.
The first book of the trilogy is the best one, I think.
And is that Wolf Hall? Gail?
Wolf Hall.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I read it. They're old. They're not new.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyone else?
Well, I was going to recommend a local author whose name is Bonnie Jo Campbell, and she wrote a book called The Waters, which is about a woman and her daughter and granddaughter who live in a sort of a riverside area, and it's based in the Kalamazoo River Valley. Bonnie Jo was interviewed and is supposed to be the next Faulkner coming up. So it was excellent, very well written rather, and I enjoyed it very much. I like things about nature, and this had a lot of it in it, and I recommend it highly.
Okay. Anyone else?
Anthony Durr's new book, I'm still on the waiting list. I was just trying to look it up. It's, I forget how many years in Rome. Our library out here doesn't have it yet because it's really pretty new. But if you've read All the Light We Cannot See, I don't know.
Yeah.
If anybody else, Anthony Durr.
Mhm.
It's his new book, and it's more autobiographical.
What's the title of it, Sandy?
I forget how many years in Rome, something in Rome.
Oh, okay.
I'll look at
And you know, that author, Anthony, I forget, Dirk, is it?
Doerr.
Oh, Dorr.
Yeah.
He is a Cleveland writer.
US,
I know he
US.
grew up in Chagrin Falls.
Yeah.
Which is why his parents used to come into the bookstore all the time when I worked at the bookstore.
Oh.
They're really nice people. They told me that it took 7 years for him to write All the Light We Cannot See.
All the
What-
light.
Love that book.
I love that book too. Yeah.
I have two books. I don't know how many people are interested in New England, but in 1938 there was a hurricane
Oh,
that-
yeah.
that devastated New England, and there's a book called Sudden Sea, and it's the best description of a hurricane I have ever read. It starts out at a gorgeous sunny day,
Oh, boy.
and people are on the beach, and just the descriptions of houses washing away. Now, maybe it's too close to home for Kate at the moment, but anyway, it's really well,
1938, but no.
really well done, and it's sort of obscure book and of course there's another one, Frozen River, which I'm sure everyone's heard of. The
Yeah.
Frozen River,
Yes.
which is about a midwife in 1780,
Yes.
and the astonishing job she did.
That's a
And it-
wonderful book. I
That is a
enjoyed that
great
very
book.
much.
Yeah, it's sort of a mystery. There's a lot of, it's historical fiction. A woman's work is never done. It should be the
Yeah.
title.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah,
good.
that one was excellent.
Sarah, do you remember the last, I think it's 3 chapters ended with the phrase, I am feeble or I'm getting more feeble?
Right.
I knew where that was going to end, and I thought, well, some days that's me.
Yeah. There is a nonfiction book that,
Yeah, the midwife's
The
diary.
Midwife's Tale.
Tale.
And that is, Rick is actually reading that now. It's, it's the nonfiction version. Martha Ballard wrote a diary, and she kept notes every day. And there's a lot of tedium to it. And the person who wrote the nonfiction book waded through a lot of that tedium and distilled it and made it much more readable. And I've read both of them. And I think I read Frozen River first, then I read the nonfiction book, and I was glad I'd read it in that order, because the fiction is a really close parallel until it's not, then it really just becomes a mystery and a story. But anyway, there's 2 books.
I read the journal first, but fortunately I'd kept some pretty good notes on that. So
Oh, dear me. Good for you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Anthony Doerr's book is 4 Seasons in Rome.
4
that's a new
seasons.
one. Yeah, our library doesn't even have it yet here, so.
Well, I'm curious because I'm looking on Amazon and it's available in paperback, Sandy.
That's so, I don't understand it at all. And I have a library card at the Denver Library and at the Louisville one.
Huh.
And neither of them has it, so it's very strange.
Well,
Well,
did it
For
also come
$11
back in-
and
is
79
it also in
cents.
hardback?
Pardon me?
Is it also in hardback?
Apparently, but
Yeah,
I guess.
because more and more books are
It-
only coming.
It's supposed to be partially his own, life, his own years in Rome, yeah. But while I'm talking, I'll throw in, and this isn't my real thing, but our book club here that I belong to is reading right now The Lemon Tree.
Oh, yeah.
Really wants to know more about the Palestinian.
Yes.
Yes, that whole business. It's okay. I'm
Heavy.
reading.
Well, it's
It's not my favorite thing, but
it's not a new book, and I have it on
No,
my
it's
shelf,
an old-
and
yeah,
I
it's an
don't
old
keep
book.
that many, but I think there was a Israeli boy and a Palestinian girl.
right. And it's one house. The story centers or the thing centers around this one house that's right on the border there.
Yeah. That was quite good.
Yeah. So, as I said, it's just.
Susie Hedges, Houghton Hedges also couldn't come, but she said she loved the Covenant of Water.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I've heard
Yeah,
that's fabulous.
That was a lot of book to wade
That
through.
was a lot of book.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. He wrote Cutting for Stone.
Right.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
That
that
was
was good.
fabulous. And
Yeah.
I thought
but
that was
people
really
did
good.
like the cover. It was way too much for me. So
You know, could I ask something, or are there still people? Okay. I'm trying to think what would make if this is part of our motivation discussing this, it's about sharing with our classmates. It's also about showing, if we think that there are things that are distinctive about our house, yeah, that's true, about our class.
yeah.
And is there something in what we're discussing now, all of which I think is wonderful, that, that could be pulled together in some way, that not a big, long essay, but something that would be, oh, I don't want to write this one down or something. Oh, do you remember what that class did? What blah, 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 when they got together at this time? Who would have thought that? Or, something that really makes it holistic for our class. And
Is that along with memories kind of ideas?
Well, it's something, but be for the purpose of sharing something we consider valuable about the last, 50 years.
Oh, wait, Elizabeth, are you thinking in terms of reunion?
Well, yes, I'm thinking about the donations and how people will share what we say, in a way that makes them motivated and makes us motivated.
Yeah. Okay.
So I
So
was
one
saying
thing
that on like I will send a recap email from all of these things and include the recording, but I'm also on Friday sending like class specific reunion like pushes, if you will, like please register, this is what's going on. So I can kind of like combine, I'll like go back through the recording and I can kind of have a section in that email that's like, that's promoting like this is what your class is doing or reading, etc., and just kind of like put it out there, like, and we hope you'll kind of in that same vein, hope you'll come, we'll join the Zoom to discuss further, or if you're going to join in person, etc. Either way, like this is what's going on, we would love if you would participate further. Does that sound
That's
like
great.
I think what
okay?
what I'm thinking about is things that our class would say that a good
Mhm.
number of us, a decent number of us
Mhm.
share, that might be read by other classes as a motivation for supporting the school. What do we have in common? That's really
And I could do something like that because I also, in all my many hats, oversee our social media, and so I can take tidbits and quotes and such and such, and like use that in promotional matter and manners to not only promote alumni weekend, but just togetherness overall as an alum of HB.
Nice.
So I'm with you. I'm hearing you. I was like, you got some good sound bites there.
I have a few more books that I had thought about. I don't know if you. Oh, Linda, are you on your way?
Well, I'm going to have to, and I don't want to break up the dialogue, but I'll be there on May 7th.
Okay.
Zooming.
Okay.
You'll
And
be
you can get the
Zooming
rest
on
of the
May 7th.
recording and the rest of this. Okay.
I may come
just,
see you before that, Linda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Call me. Bye. Bye, everybody. Nice
Bye.
to see you again. A long time.
okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Some of you may have read Lovely One,
Mm-mm.
which is Katanya Brown
Oh,
Jackson.
Katanji. Mhm.
Katanji, yeah. Brown Jackson's memoir. She's the first Black Supreme Court justice, woman justice, and I really found it very, it I felt as if there were certain topics that she really wanted to make a point about, and there was a little more time spent on that. It's not just exactly chronological, suddenly, I mean, she doesn't say every word from here to there to there to the next place, but Lovely One by Ketanji Brown Jackson is really quite good. Along Anne Maring's idea of a local book, The Caretaker by Ron Rash is a book that takes place in the North Carolina mountains around the time of the Korean War. And the caretaker has dual meanings. And one thing, if you finished Ketanji Brown Jackson's longish, serious book, this one's 250 pages, just in case. I also read, and Sarah, I don't know about others, would be Her Hidden Genius is by Marie Benedict, who likes to write about women who were successful, especially if they were ignored. And the main character in this book did the discovery and long-term work on the double helix, if that means anything.
Oh, wow, really?
But her work was literally stolen by Crick and Watson, who got the credit in the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes.
Let's get mad all over again.
Yeah, exactly. And the last one I have, I'm reading now, just for the heck, is Ina Gartner's memoir.
Is that good?
It's delightful.
Really?
She's the chef, right?
Delightful.
Right.
Right?
Ina Garten.
Garten.
What's the,
Garten.
what's the title?
The title is Be Ready When the Luck Happens.
Right.
Kind of.
You have it right there, Sandy.
I have all her cookbooks. I really like her.
Uh-huh.
I
Have
thought
you read this?
yeah. It was okay. It wasn't the best.
I'm only 100 pages in. Wait, my phone is dinging. If that's
Just a little repetitive, I think.
Oh,
Well, so are her
Yeah.
recipes.
Her recipes
so
are
her
wonderful.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are, but they're repetitive too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Babs also she just wrote this, that she had a really painful tooth
No.
and which has a hole in the side, and I'm in a lot of pain. My wonderful dentist's office called so-and-so the only oral surgeon on the island and got her an emergency appointment. So she's went at 3:30 today to have her tooth taken care of, but she really wanted to be here. And she's also quite interested in coming to Reunion, but if there isn't enough, like Anne mentioned, the fun we had together, and Sarah was there in the dorm too.
And
Fran was there for sure. Just to come and be in the hotel is not really fun. So Babs thinks we should have an East Coast reunion.
I'm for that.
So we'll have to work on that idea. Okay.
Dinner here is just
Kate?
fine with me.
Pardon me?
We can
What
have
was
dinner at our house.
Oh, yeah, you're good at that.
Well, I don't know, but
If we can get to Hartford,
right,
that seems to be a problem,
it does.
just like Cleveland.
That's right. So I have to tell a fun thing that we're doing with another couple.
Yeah.
And there are many states that have the same sort of situation. There's a book called 169, the 169 Club, and that's called the 169 Club because in Connecticut there are 169 towns.
Oh.
And so there are 2 pages for each town written by the town historian.
Oh.
And talking about the individual characteristics of each town and the history of the town and the industry, and why the town came to be and all that stuff. So our goal with this other couple was to go to all 169 towns. And today, one of my friend and I went to 3 towns. We went to 2 post offices and 1 nursery. But we've talked to the mayor, we've talked to cops, gone to libraries. It's been so much fun, and Connecticut's a tiny state, and it's just, there's so much of it that we don't even know. So there are other states that have the same kind of book club situation. Anyway, look into it because it's really fun.
That's great.
And Connecticut's a historic state, so there's all sorts of reasons why the Italians came and why the shipbuilders came and why brass and silk and all of that happened here. So fun.
Nice.
I don't know if they have anything like that, but Colorado has a ton of really interesting small towns.
Yeah.
I belong to the rec center out here. And we go on lots of trips, every quarter they have a whole new batch. And so you can pick which ones you want to go on. But it's really gotten me to know Colorado.
Yeah, that's what happens. And, you understand how states are formed and why certain populations are in certain locations. It's fun.
Kate, I have a question. Would you go back to your books, the second one before Ina Garten?
Oh, the one,
the lovely one, the caretaker.
There's the caretaker.
The
and
caretaker.
Her hidden genius.
Okay.
By Marie Benedict.
Thank you.
I think I'll just be cross when I read that.
Yes. You do get pretty cross, but you also, for me, I learned more about we saw that thing hang, but I found like I knew more about it, but it does make you mad.
What's the book about the woman who had cancer and they took her cancerous tissue?
Oh yeah. Henrietta Lacks.
Yes,
yeah.
The Gila virus. The Gila something. Yeah.
Yeah.
This sort of brings the same sort of thing to mind.
Yes. For a lighter note, could I suggest, because I just reread it again for our book club here, and it's State of Terror by Louise Penny and Hillary Clinton together.
Oh.
And have you
lighter
ever
note?
I've read all of Louise Penny's books. I love her. I really like her writing, and
I do too. I think she's a genius.
Who's talking?
It's
Did
the
you
one
say
you can't
State of
see.
Terror, Barbara?
Uh-huh.
And who?
Barbara. Okay.
Barbara.
Yeah.
And who? You said Hillary Clinton, but then you went on to
Louise.
They write it together.
Right.
Oh.
And they have a it's fascinating. There's even now, I'm told, a book about how they wrote it together, worked it out with one of them. And then they would be busy talking and their husbands would be in the background and whatnot. And then finally they said, let's just ask Bill Clinton, what is any of this realistic? And he goes, it's damn scary. It's so realistic.
Yeah.
And he would also weigh in with statements such as, now a president would not be able to do that. So there's a lot of factional, what's allowed in or what was allowed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Say that.
Yeah, right.
But what a president is capable of doing is thus and such. And so it's fascinating about how our Constitution works in a republic.
Yeah.
And frequently I find myself forgetting it's a republic I live in.
Yeah.
Not not a democracy.
I'm going to add one more thing. I don't even know what time it is. We've been at this about an hour, but because you were talking, Barbara, it reminded me, and I put this into our class news, which I didn't put anything else in really, for the winter. But Jackie Castle Ronstadt,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Yes.
think most of you knew her somewhere along the line. She left in the middle of our freshman year because her allergies were so bad, and she went out to Tucson, Arizona. She married Peter Ronstadt, as in
Linda?
brother of Linda,
Really?
Mhm. Mhm.
and he's not been in good health, and he's our age, or he was our age, but he had not been in good health for 2 or 3 years, and he did pass away. But it was interesting to me, and that's why I put it in the HB magazine, that he was raised in a musical family. He and his sister Linda and another sister Susan were a trio. They did music things, but after he graduated from college, and I don't know how much he combined it, but he joined the Tucson police force.
Right.
And over the years, he became the chief of police in Tucson. And during that time, and after he retired, he was highly sought after because it was his idea that to be successful in a police force in cities or towns, anything, it needed to be community or neighborhood based. You couldn't just have rules for everybody. You had to really get into the communities and get to know them. And that impressed me as such an important concept that
Forward
for all of
thinking.
that, you'll see it in the winter magazine.
Thanks for saying that, because um, his sister, Zibby, Elizabeth, was at Fernway School with me.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right. And I still run into her ever so often.
I forgot, someone must have said that before, but I've never been in touch with her, and apparently she's still living. I'd like to find
you
talk.
mean Jackie had a sister, Elizabeth? Is that what you're saying?
A
Yes.
half sister. Yes.
Okay. I only knew Jackie.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
My cat is letting me know she's very hungry and it's time to feed her, and then I'll have to
Okay.
go to the dining room and feed myself. And so it's been really good to be with you all and very interesting. I finally got the volume up towards the end of the meeting, so
Good.
I'll look for the written material about plans, and hope to see you at the next Zoom meeting, if not in May. Thank
Right.
you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
Judy.
I have a question for her. I thought it'd be for her if that would be okay, but it's fine to ask you all. Does anyone know whether at any reunions, but especially this one, that there's expected to be presentations or more formal discussions of your political views?
I don't think there is any of that.
Probably dangerous.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Would like to say, no, we are not doing any of that.
But I mean, we
I
could
think
have,
the closest thing to political will be, we are featuring a presentation from Mayor Bianca Motley Broom from the class of '95. She's serving in her second term as mayor in College Park, Atlanta. And she's going to talk about kind of how like she's an HB lifer, first of all, and how being an HB kind of prepared her to take on the challenges of not only being the first woman mayor of College Park, Georgia, but being the first Black person in this role as well. So I would say that's the closest in the political sphere that we're getting to.
no, that's
pretty
that's
good.
just what I was thinking of. But I also am wondering about the conservative, something, statistics or something about that, or how interested you are, do you vote or not, or something that, we would see how we've developed, because I don't think there was any politics when we were at HB. I don't remember any discussion of that.
Civics, Miss Germain, civics, that was it.
Oh, really? I didn't listen then.
Well, you were in all the advanced classes. I was the B level, so I got to see Nickelback, Stake Your Life.
Right.
That was her big
Tiana,
thing.
can you tell us when that talk is gonna be?
Yes, it will be on the Saturday of reunion.
Yes,
I believe it is from 10:15. So there on the Saturday, you'll see there's like a pick your own adventure kind of situation. There's like tons of
oh,
different
here it
events.
is.
Yeah, so I believe it starts at 10 a.m. and goes until 11:15.
Yes, right,
And
I see
I'm
that on
trying to
here.
secure a student, like a current student, to kind of be the moderator. So it's not like me
Yeah.
talking to her or alumni on alumni, but more like I just feel like some of our students are just much more ready to handle those conversations. But
That's
that will be
great.
that, and 10 to 11:15. And yes, Mayor Bianca Motley Broom from the class of 1995. Again,
Right.
first in her second term, but the first as a woman and a person of color in this realm.
Nice. Okay,
Nice.
thanks. I see all these things listed in fine print on this thing, but now that stands out. Okay, well, anybody else? Take a deep breath. I think it's wonderful to see so many of you. Barbara, I wish we could have seen you, but it was wonderful to hear you and have your participation. Sandy, you're not a regular. Gail, you're not too much. Is your mother still living?
Yes, she is. She's
At what
104.
age?
104?
Oh my
wow.
word.
Oh, Lordy.
And there's really
Man.
nothing wrong with her. It's she's playing bridge and leading a very quiet life in Ponte Vedra, which is Jacksonville.
Right.
And
And
speaking
she's
of
in a retirement.
traveling around states, she's in Florida and I'm in Florida, but it's a 4.5-hour drive.
Yeah.
So it's not easy, to see all the little towns in Florida. I'll tell you that.
You might
I'm not
see too
planning
many
to.
of them just getting there.
Yeah.
I laugh because me and my husband, we took our honeymoon in Ponte Vedra Beach in like 2017. So I'm like, I know them.
It's a pretty place.
That's great.
Well, thank you, everybody. I have to leave, but I loved seeing all of you. I'm sorry you couldn't see me. I'll try to work with my techie person about what happened, but
Well, it was great to have you on. So that was
thank you,
good.
Kate.
And
Kate, by the
Yep.
way, I could not click on. I had to go through the whole process of getting onto Zoom and entering everything.
oh no.
Usually I
Wow.
can just click.
Yeah, that's
Think.
huh.
So
That's
it took
strange.
a while to get on.
Okay, but you did it and
I did it with great efficiency.
you look younger than springtime, but maybe that's because you have a long way to go, more than we do.
she is younger.
Yes.
Okay, guys.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all.
Night,
Thanks
night.
all.
Bye,
Bye.
thanks.
Hi, thank you guys for
Bye.
joining.
Yeah,
Thank you, Kate, for
Tiana.
doing this.
So May
Appreciate it.
7th, right?
Yes, May 7th.
I'll put it in the calendar.
Please.
Okay.
We will
Kate, I-
inundate you with reminders between now and then. So please, yes, I will let you know, reminding wise.
You're good at that. It helps us.
Thank you, Kate. All right, have a nice night,
Cheery
ladies.
bye.
Okay,
How do I get off?
so long.
It's
Bye.
not, it's not.